Okay, so we need a gentleman and then we need a Kent. Kent is by far the larger
Okay.
part.
And I was suggesting Anne and Orla because I think they were the ones who didn't get a chance to read last week.
Okay, all right, fine.
Okay.
That's fine. So have we decided who's who?
And do you want to sort it out or do you want me to assign?
Uh, you can assign, thank you.
Okay. Well, Kent is first. You're talking to me. Why don't you take Kent? Orla, you
Okay.
could be the gentleman then?
Okay. Just tell me what act we're on again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Act 3, Scene 1.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, out in video land. We are reading Lear today. We're beginning with Act 3, Scene 1, where we have Kent,
Right.
King Lear's loyal servant,
Right.
who's
And
in disguise, and we have gentlemen,
right.
and they're
Who
out
are
on the
who are
heath
who are who are doing their thing on the heath. That's important.
in a
Storm happening
storm.
on the heath in a storm. Yeah.
Do you want to tell us why they're on the heath?
They're meeting the Wicked Sisters.
um, Lear left in kind of a rage, giving no thought to to food or shelter. That was it.
Yeah, and then they shut the door behind him.
Right. Correct. I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. Good point,
Shut
Duncan.
and locked the door behind him. Okay, are we ready, Kent?
No, nearly there. Act 3, Scene 1.
Yes.
Indeed. I'll take. Oh, who's there
Mhm.
besides foul weather?
One minded like the weather, most unquietly,
I know you. Where's the king?
contending with the fretful elements, bids the wind blow the earth into the sea, or swell the curled waters above the main, that things might change or cease, tears his white hair, which the impetuous blasts with eyeless rage catch in their fury and make nothing of, strives in his little world of man to outscorn the to and fro conflicting wind and rain, this night wherein the cub drawn bear would couch, the lion and the belly pinched wolf keep their fur dry, unbonneted he runs and bids what will take all.
But who is he with him?
None but the fool who labours to outjest his heart-struck injuries.
Sir, I do know you, and there upon the warrant of my note, commend a dear thing to you. There is division, although as yet the face of it be covered, with mutual conning twixt Albany and Cornwall, who have, as who have not, that are great stars, throned and set high, servants who seem no less, which are to France the spies and speculators, intelligent of our state, what hath been seen, either in snuffs and packings of the Duke, or the hard reign which both of them have borne, against the old kind king, or something deeper, whereof perchance these are but furnishings. But true it is, from France there comes a power into this scattered kingdom, who already, wise in our negligence, have secret feet in some of our best ports, and are at point to show their open banner. Now to you, if on my credit you dare build so far, to make your speed to Dover you shall find some that will thank you, making just report of how unnatural and bemadding sorrow the king hate cause to plain. I am a gentleman of blood and breeding, and from some knowledge and assurance offer this office to you.
I will talk further with you.
No, do not. For confirmation that I am much more than my outwall, open this purse and take what it contains. If you shall see Cordelia, fear not, but you shall. Show her this ring, and she will tell you who your follower is, that yet you do not know. Be ye on this storm, I will go seek the king.
Give me your hand. Have you no more to say?
Few words, but to effect more than all yet, that when we have found the king, in which your pain, that pain, while this, he that first lights on him, follow the other. Okay.
Thank you. That was great.
Yeah, thanks. Mhm. Did not Kent have a conversation with someone called Gentleman earlier?
The dramatis personae at the start, there's a reference to a gentleman attendant on Cordelia. I don't know whether it's the same gentleman or not.
Well, there's no,
Okay.
yeah, it says a gentleman,
Yeah,
so that would imply there are multiple people labeled gentlemen.
I think that's correct.
Yes, but if you were doing it as a play, you probably have the same character change his hat and come in a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I haven't seen it as a play yet, but you have done it.
Yes. And at all times, there is a big cast on the stage. So I think what you say about changing hats is true.
Mm-hmm. So I want to go back. I want to figure out where is Lear. Okay. So Lear is, this is going back to Act 2, Scene 4. So Lear has just had his argument with Reagan
Mm.
and Goneril. And he makes his big speech and it says, exit Lear, Gloucester, Kent, and Fool.
If we move to the next scene, we'll see that Lear is on another part of the heath, of the same heath, with the fool.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out how Kent got outside.
Mm.
So apparently he exited originally with Lear and Gloucester and the Fool. And they went out in the storm, and then the girls locked the door behind them. And then somehow we have Kent wandering around on part of the heath without Lear, and he runs into a gentleman.
Yeah.
But Kent isn't, am I correct? Kent was in stocks the last time we heard him mentioned.
He was released though.
Yeah, okay.
He was released.
Where
And then
are the 100 knights?
Um, that's such a good question. I'm wondering, Orla, if they got left back in Goneril's castle because Lear took off to try to get a better deal from Regan. Does that make sense? But then it
Not
says,
really, I don't think, because
Okay,
he
but-
would have stormed off with all of his knights because he already knew that Goneril
okay,
and Albany did not want them.
'cause it says here he is attended with a desperate train. That's right at the end of Act 2. Regan says that. So, I mean,
Desperate train, I guess that means a small group.
I don't know. Or just attendance. I'm not sure.
Attendance would
You
form
figure,
part of the train of the king. Sorry, Dave. Yeah, attendance would form part of the train of the king
yes.
or the lords, whoever. That's what would be known as a train.
When Kent is released from the stocks, he doesn't say anything, and he never appears again until the beginning of this scene. It doesn't
Okay.
say where he goes, just that he is released from the stocks. He's set at liberty is the word what I have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But he is mentioned as leaving at the same time as Lear and Gloucester and the Fool.
Yeah.
At least in my version of the play.
But remember, they exit to foul weather, so they could quite easily have been separated when they came to the heath,
Mhm.
which is probably why they end up in different parts of it.
Okay. And somehow this gentleman is out on the heath also.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
Is
anyway,
the
I'm
is
probably
this the
just being too picky. I mean, it's Kent and the gentleman, and they're using this opportunity to set up a few parameters and to convey some information. Namely, that somehow Kent knows that the King of France is making moves.
Okay. Duncan, just to go back to where all these knights are, in Act 2, Scene 4, Kent says, "How chance the king comes with so small a number." So he didn't show up
Mm.
at Regan, no, at Gloucester's castle with all these dudes in tow. I don't think.
Okay.
So what is what act and what scene is that? Act
A 2-4.
2-4, line 62 in my edition.
line 62. Okay, good find.
This is and to answer your earlier question, there's a gentleman he's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and there was an earlier gentleman, I
No
remember.
more
There's two
offense than what
gentlemen.
you speak of. Yeah. Okay.
Line 162.
No, 62. 62.
Okay, well my numbering must be
Okay,
different
okay.
than yours.
Mm. Mine too.
So who says that?
So the gentleman says to Kent, okay, Lear is just exited, leaving, I guess it looks like gentleman, the Kent, and fool. Gentleman, Kent, and the fool. The gentleman says, "Made you no more offense but what you speak of?" "None," says Kent. "How chance the king comes with so small a number?"
Okay.
And then the fool says, "And how's that? hadst, and thou hadst been set in the stocks for that question, thou wellst deserved it." So don't ask why he came with so few people. Right.
Mm.
In my text, Dave, it says, "How chance the king comes with so small a train."
Okay,
Yeah.
there it is. There it is. Okay.
Okay, but anyway, we've established that the information was conveyed.
Right.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay, so back in what we started reading with Orla, and we have very early in it on line 5, Kent says, I know you. Where's the king? Gentleman. Contending with the fretful elements, bids the wind blow the earth into the sea, or swell the curled waters above the main.
Earlier in the previous act, I think it was, the gentleman and was it Kent who were making arrangements to go and find the king, and they separated their ways, the two of them, to go find the king. Is that why Kent says, "I know you"?
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So
I
where
can't find the spot where it was.
you can't find the spot where it was. Okay. It's going to be in Act 2. Hmm. Well, you know what? I know how to do this. Maybe. Oh my God. There's a real problem with searching in the complete works of Shakespeare.
While you're searching, can I just mention that Kent asks where is the king at the beginning of the scene, and the gentleman says, contending with the fretful elements, bids the wind blow and the earth into the sea. And as soon as we move on to the next scene on another part of the heath, we have Lear saying, blow winds and crack your cheeks,
Yeah.
rage, blow.
Mm.
So I think that's sort of parallel action, if you like, or at least the gentleman is aware of Lear doing his nut on some other part of the heath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it says it seems he tears his white hair. This is before we meet Lear out in the heath. The gentleman saying, Kent says, "Where's the king?" The gentleman conveys the information. He's out in the heath. He tears his white hair, which the impetuous blast with eyeless rage catch in their fury and make nothing of.
Sorry, Duncan, where's
Drives
that?
and Mhm.
At the
Where
start
is
of
that?
Act 3.
Yeah, it's just what we were reading. Only that's
Okay.
like line 9.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Thank you.
See, because gentleman is used to the conversation between Kent and the gentleman. Shakespeare is using this to convey information.
Yeah.
It's a way of letting the audience in on information by, Kent asks questions, the gentleman asks questions, and then we get the answers, and that gives us privy to this offstage information.
And then in movie terms, it's as though the next scene is rewind to Lear on the heath to watch
Yeah,
him doing what the gentleman has said that he was
yeah,
doing.
right. But he's also in this first speech. It's kind of interesting after he talks about Lear being out there tearing his hair and yelling and all that. Around line 12, strives in his little world of man to outscorn the to and fro conflicting wind and rain. This night, wherein the cub-drawn bear would couch, the lion and the belly-pinched wolf keep their fur dry. Unbonneted he runs, unbonneted Lear runs and bids what will take all. In other words, he's really out of his gourd. Even the bear, the lion, and the wolf are, some have found shelter. While Lear is out cursing the elements.
Yeah.
And said, well, who's with him? Gentlemen, none but the fool, who labors to outjust his heart-struck injuries. And then Kent totally changes the subject.
He gets down to business, doesn't he?
He does.
It's kind of like, because we just did Macbeth. Remember Macbeth said, I got a spy in everybody's castle?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this is a common motif, because basically Kent is saying, you've got servants who are double dealing here, right?
Well, he's saying that, let's see, with their mutual coming, yeah, well, in a more meta sense, Kent here is being used to convey a lot of information to the audience by talking to the gentleman.
That's right. So we find out that Lear's at his lowest ebb, but that help is on the way.
Oh, really? That's how you interpret that?
Well, he says, okay. But true it is, from France there comes a power into this scattered kingdom, who already, wise in our negligence, have secret feet in some of our best ports, and are at point to show their open banner.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that the King of France is being all that benevolent in this.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I just meant help is on the way, because France is coming in to take advantage, and presumably he's going to be better than Goneril and Regan, but maybe I'm making an assumption there that I shouldn't.
Well, okay, so let's see. Let's go through this. Okay, sir, I do know you, and dare, upon the warrant of my note, commend a dear thing to you. Dear, in this case, meaning very secretive thing. There is division. Although as yet the face of it be covered with mutual cunning twixt Albany and Cornwall. Who have as who have not, that their great stars throned and set high, servants who seem no less. So here's a big question. Albany and Cornwall are scheming. The question is, are they scheming together or are they scheming separately?
It would appear to be separately, because he said there is division twixt Albany and Cornwall.
Oh yeah, I see. I see how grammatically that works. So the simpler sentence, there is division twixt Albany and Cornwall, and then there's this intervening thing, although as yet, intervening description, although as yet the face of the division is covered over with mutual cunning.
Right.
With servants who seem no less, which are to France the spies and speculations intelligent of our state, which hath been seen either in snuffs and packings of the dukes. Help.
I've got that as my footnote says snuffs and packings means quarrels and plots.
Say that again?
My footnote, for what it's worth, says that when you read snuffs and packings, it means quarrels and plots.
Somehow I'm missing the crucial word.
Okay, so these guys have seen the quarrels and plots of the dukes, these spies.
I have here in a glossary at the end of my book here, snuff. It's two meanings. One is in need of snuffing, and the other is in a rage. Take in snuff, take offense.
Okay.
Again, packings does.
Does that mean that some people are not keen on the French arriving? Like if the French have been sneaking around and the King Lear's old team have been keeping an eye on them and they are aware they're coming. And now one side's Goneril's and one side's Regan's. Does that mean that that the people who are aware of this aren't sure where to go, like aren't sure what way to jump?
I would assume that both Albany and Cornwall, if they are men of politic, would be very suspicious of the King of France who took Cornelia away, saying that he didn't need a dowry. But that does put the King of France in a position to claim that he is just trying to rescue Cornelia's fair share of the kingdom.
Or Duncan, I'm just wondering too, and I'm not sure of this, but or is coming in under the guise of rescuing her father.
Yes, that would be another way to do it. Because so far, let's assume that if they have spies in France, that France has spies in Lear's kingdom,
Right.
and that they already know that the daughters and their husbands are not treating Lear well. So it does give the King of France a double reason to be plotting against the kingdom.
Because if you think about Irish history, recently had the 12th of July, um, uh, William of Orange. And William of Orange was married to Anne Stuart, which gave him the right, he felt, to come to Ireland and fight James at the Battle of the Boyne, because he was representing her interests.
Yeah.
Mary Stuart?
No, Anne, this James's daughter.
Yeah, but was it William and Mary?
Or maybe it was William and Mary. I can't remember which one was which.
Okay,
Sorry, I'm not very good on all that, but I know that they both had a
right,
steward.
right. Yeah, that's right. I think she was James's daughter.
But the irony is that he was supported by the Pope at the time. I'm talking about William. That's the bizarre thing about it.
But that was to do with European politics, not to do with um, that was to do with European politics, not to do with whether Ireland should be one way or the other. Um, sorry, I was just trying to look up which one William was married to.
So yeah, I got it here. I've got it here. So he was married to Mary, but when William was left as sole ruler, so Mary died of smallpox at age 32 in 1694. William was sole ruler until his death, when he was succeeded by Mary's sister Anne. So you're right. You're right, Orla. They were both daughters of James the second.
But this is much after King Lear was written, wasn't it?
Yes, but I mean, it simply bears truth to what is in the play, even though it happened afterwards.
But
Right.
A
The
certain timelessness.
the irony is about William and James that William was supported by the Pope, which is a strange, bizarre thing.
Know that.
And on the 11th night, because the celebration of the celebration's on the 12th, but on the 11th night they light bonfires, and they kick the Pope. You know what? It's everybody. People that know say these people don't know what they're talking about, because the Pope was on their side. And and they also put one of the bonfires this year was very controversial. It had a boat on the top with immigrants on it, and it was really it was a very shocking image.
With what on top?
A boat, because the boats are coming across the channel,
Yes.
England, and they this boat, which is really graphic, a very graphic image, and that got burned, as well as the Irish tricolour, and stuff to do with the Pope and everything. So anyway, that's pageantry. It's called.
Okay. Okay.
But I ask a question here. In the play of King Lear, is there a time in which it is set? Do we know what the background setting is? Is it
Long time
before?
ago. Pre-Christian.
Is it pre-Christian?
Pre-Christian.
Very good.
I don't believe there is a single indication of Christianity in the entire play.
Yeah. So you're suggesting it's pre-Christian?
Yeah, well, I've read that. I've read.
Yeah, I think I heard that too.
I'm not doing this totally out of my head. It's something that I've read, that it was pre-Christian and like 800 years earlier or something like that. So I think the implication is that the struggles are without a religious meaning. It is pure struggle.
Well,
But in this particular case, I think what Shakespeare's trying to get across is that there's all these parties and there's all this division, and they're both pretending to align with some others and also jockeying for position at the same time. So we got Goneril and Albany, we got Cornwall and Reagan, and we've got Corneille and the King of France. And the Albany and Cornwall, I think, are at times are going to appear as if they are united, but it's only for, what do I say, Dave Little? You're in the war for tactical purposes or for strategic purposes?
Probably strategic, but yeah.
That both Albany and Cornwall want to come out on top,
Right.
and they do not want to rule together.
Yeah. So that's an interesting point, right? It's destabilizing to divide your kingdom. And Sylvia, as a footnote, I did just put what you had talked about in the chat there.
So okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. So whose side is Kent favoring the King of France?
Duke of,
Des, you broke up there. Could you say that again, please?
no, I was just asking, is Duke of Albany? I was just looking up Albany here, and it says it's a country in the Balkans. And is this the same Albany?
I haven't thought of that. I think, at least in my mind, at this particular point, it's just like, well, I guess Cornwall's a place, Albany is a place, Duke of Albany. I guess if there was no area of England
Burgundy?
called Albany, you might be right.
I've got something. Let me
See
just
if
copy it into the chat here. Here, this is for you, Des. I don't know if that helps or not. I just did a Google search on it.
Duke of Albany peerage, yes. Duke of Albany peerage, blah, 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 blah. That's interesting. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't give a year for that or when this period. If it was Scottish, then presumably it's post 1400.
Yeah, I wonder if Shakespeare's kind of pulled a lot of this stuff kind of out of his ear.
Okay, so where is it? Albany?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is Albany in England?
Okay,
Why is
I'm just going to
called
put that in
Albany?
the chat.
Albany was named after the Duke of York's father title.
There you go.
Did you just put that in the chat?
Yeah, I did. I put something in the chat in terms of where it was. And Des, you said 1400, where you were as close as darn is to swearing on that one. 1398.
There. I'm brilliant.
There you go. There
I'm guessing from nowhere.
Hmm. According to studycountry.com, and I may be repeating something that somebody else said, Albany, an ancient name for the northern part of Scotland,
Oh, gee.
which from the Middle Ages was a royal title. And Cornwall is over in Wales, right?
No, it's not in Wales. It's
South
south
of
of
England.
Wales, but it's as far west as you can get. Correct me on that, Donna, but I think it's as far west. It's
Yeah,
Devon and Cornwall,
Devon
right?
and Cornwall is the furthest point southwest of England.
Yeah.
But you're right, Wales sits just above it over
I
where
think
the
it's
Severn comes into the sea.
right. Is it the Bristol Strait that separates the two?
Uh, I'm not sure if that's the same. I know that the Severn Valley
Right.
comes down there
Yeah.
and the River Severn goes into the sea there.
Right.
Okay. But the main point here, I think, is no matter where Albany or Cornwall is, that these guys are struggling together and separately. So we have a very chaotic, politically, we have a very chaotic situation. And since we brought up Kurosawa's movie, Ran actually means anarchy or chaos.
Just for the context of this, um, was England at war with France at this time, or were they, because England has had a very checkered history with France, but is that much later?
You mean at this time? Do you mean during the
Yeah,
time of
well,
Lear?
yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was serious thought. Lear did give his daughter without a dowry to the King of France, and before that, the King of France was one of the two suitors for Cornelia's hand.
Mm, mm.
Right.
It was just a thought. I could.
But anyway,
Sorry, my
somehow,
machine went down. Sorry, Duncan. My
no,
machine
all
went
right.
down and I missed all that.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying that the Cornwall and Albany are struggling with and against each other. And Kent is telling the gentleman that the King of France actually has people in England. It says, where is that? In some of our best points. Let's see. But true it is, from France there comes a power into the scattered kingdom, who already, wise in our negligence, which means knows that we're having real struggles inside of ourselves, have secret feet in some of our best ports, and are at the point to show their open banner, which I think simply means that the King of France is about to take open military action
Mm.
in what was Lear's kingdom.
Yeah, it says it says here that England and France have a long history of warfare. 19th century, and the Second Hundred Years' War, 1689 to 1815. But earlier there was the War of the Roses, which was 1337 to 1453. So there were various conflicts related to the Reformation and the rise of European powers. So I don't know. I just wondered
Right.
about.
But within this specific play, Shakespeare is talking about the King of France taking military action against Lear's kingdom.
And the King of France, the King of France is aided by what's her name? Not
Cordelia?
Goneril, Cordelia.
Yeah, she's his wife.
She's his wife now, and she wants. I think she wants to get back at the two sisters who have the power.
Yeah, but I'm sure that that is done under the guise, and maybe not the guise, but could be under the guise of aiding her father who's being set upon by her evil sisters.
I'd say that she recognizes that Lear and his power are a past tense.
Well, I mean,
No, I think Lear is sidelined effectively as far as the shenanigans around the power is concerned. He gave it away and it's gone.
Yeah. Okay. There we have it. Struggle in the kingdom. The King of France is bringing troops in with to either grab power or rescue Lear or both. And Kent is telling the gentleman, now to you. Okay, so I'm back. Kent is talking to the gentleman. Now to you, if on my credit you dare build so far, to make your speed to Dover, which is a fancy way of Kent telling the gentleman, go to Dover. And in Dover, you will find some that will thank you, making just report of how unnatural and bemaddening sorrow the king has caused to plain. Which I think I translate as he wants the gentleman to go to Dover to make contact with the forces of the King of France and to report to them Lear's sad condition. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'd certainly agree with that.
Okay. Then the gentleman says, I will talk further with you. Kent says, no, do not. So, I think the gentleman is saying, well, I need a little bit more proof of what you're talking about, man. You want me to ride to Dover and talk to the French, and I'm not even sure who you are. I think that's the implication of I will talk further with you. And then Kent says, no, do not. For confirmation that I am much more than my outwall, than my appearance, for confirmation that I'm more than my appearance, open this purse. Kent offers the gentleman a purse. Open this purse and take what it contains. And if you see Cordelia, and doubt not, but you will, show her this ring. And after you show Cordelia the ring, she will tell you who I am that you're suspicious of. Curse this storm. I'm going to go find the king.
Because he would be on stage in disguise. Kent is in disguise.
Kent is in disguise, yes.
And
Yes, that's his outwall. His disguise is his outwall. So you know, it's logical for the gentleman, who we will assume if he's described as a gentleman, he's probably dressed fancier than Kent is. And the gentleman is, you know, he's being told to go and contact these enemy forces and tell them what's going on. And the gentleman's going, wait a minute. I don't know who you are, man. You know, we need to talk about this. Kent says, no, we don't need to talk about this. It's an urgent matter. Here's a purse. Here's a ring. When you meet Cornelia, which you will do, when you get to Dover, you'll see Cornelia. Show her this ring. But the gentleman is still nervous. Give me your hand. Have you no more to say? Few words, but to effect more than all yet, that when we have found the king, in which you're pained that way, all this. So you go that way, look for the king. I'll go this way. Whoever finds the king first, give out a yell.
yeah, exactly.
And then they leave. Okay, let's see. How long is Act 3, Scene 2?
The short one.
It's a short one? Okay. Can you divide
Just
it up,
before you
Mr.?
go on, Sylvia, I looked it up. In the 1600s, the British generally viewed France with a mixture of fear and rivalry.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're the audience and you're watching that, you're not sure about the French coming in at all.
Yeah. Yeah, they're maybe going to invade. So, thanks, Orla.
Sorry, Duncan. It's scene 3. That's the short one. Scene 2 is about 100 lines.
100 lines. Can we do it in 10 or 15 minutes?
Read through, just to read through.
We can
Just to
read
read
through
through.
it.
Just to read
Yeah.
through.
Exactly.
So it's Lear can't fool. Lear can't fool. Okay. So do you want to do Lear Dunna, or have you been assigned that one before? I think you, with your stately voice, I may have sent that role your way. Do you want to do that one again, or are you tired of it? Sorry, are you good? You're breaking up on me. Sorry.
But I'm happy to reprise the role.
Okay, sounds good. And Fool, why don't I do that since I stuck you with that last time, Duncan? And And Des, do you want to be Kent?
Mhm.
Yes, I do, Kent. Yes.
Okay, sounds good. And then Sylvia and Duncan will try and remember to lead off with you two next session.
No problem.
No, it's okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay, on we go. Act 3, Scene 2, another part of the heat. The storm still. Enter Lear and Fool.
Blow, winds, and crack your cheeks. Rage, blow, you cataracts and hurricanos. Spout till you have drenched our steeples. Drown the cocks, you sulphurous and thought-executing fires. Vaunt couriers to oak-cleaving thunderbolts. Singe my white head. And thou, all shaking thunder, smite flat the thick rotundity of the world. Crack nature's molds, all Germans spill at once that make ingrateful man.
Oh, nuncle, court holy water in a dry house is better than this rain water out of door. Good nuncle, in, ask thy daughter's blessing. Here's a night pities neither wise man nor fools.
Rumble thy belly full, spit, fire, spout, rain, nor rain, wind, thunder, fire, my daughters. I tax not you, you elements, with unkindness. I never gave you kingdom, called you children. You owe me no subscription. Then let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man, but yet I call you servile ministers, that have with two pernicious daughters joined your high engendered battles against a head so old and white as this. Oh, oh, 'tis foul.
He that has a house to put his head in has a good headpiece. The clodpiece that will house before the head is any, the head and he shall louse. So beggars marry many. The man that makes his toe, what he his heart should make, shall of a corn cry woe, and turn his sleep to wake. For there was never yet fair woman, but she made mouths in a glass.
No, I will be the pattern of all patience. I will say nothing.
Who's there?
Mary, here's grace in a codpiece that's a wise man and a fool.
Alas, sir, are you there? Are you here? Things that love night love not such nights as these. The wrathful skies gallow the very wanderers of the dark and make them keep their caves. Since I was man, such sheets of fire, such bursts of horrid thunder, such groans of roaring wind and rain I never remember to have heard. Man's nature cannot carry the affliction nor the fear.
Let the great gods that keep this dreadful pother o'er our heads find out their enemies now. Tremble, thou wretch, thou hast within thee undivulged crimes, unwhipped of justice. Hide thee, thou bloody hand, thou perjured, and thou similar man of virtue that art incestuous. Caitiff to pieces shake, that under covert and convenience seeming has practised on man's life. Close pent-up guilts, rive your concealing continence, and cry these dreadful summoners grace. I am a man more sinned against than sinning.
Alack, bareheaded, gracious my lord, hard by here is a hovel. Some friendship will it lend you against the tempest. Repose you there while I to this hard house, more harder than the stones whereof 'tis raised, which even but now, demanding after you, denied me to come in, return and force their scanty courtesy.
My wits begin to turn. Come on, my boy, how dost, my boy? Art cold? I am cold myself. Where is the straw, my fellow? The art of our necessities is strange, that can make vile things precious. Come, your hovel. Poor fool and knave, I have one part of my heart that's sorry yet for thee.
He that has A little tiny wit, with hey ho, the wind and the rain, must make content with his fortunes fit, though the rain, it raineth every day.
True, my good boy. Come, bring us to this hovel.
This is a brave night to cool a courtesan. I'll speak a prophecy ere I go. When priests are more in word than matter, when brewers mar their malt with water, when nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burn, but wretches suitors, when every case in law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight, when slanders do not live in tongues, nor cut purses come not to throngs, when usurers tell their gold of the field, and bawds and whores do churches build, then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes the time, who lives to see it, that going shall be used with feet. This prophecy Merlin shall make, for I live before his time. There it is. And I just wish the rest of you to note the efficiency which with the three of us concluded this scene. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Oh, absolutely amazing.
Well done.
Good training, Dave.
Oh,
Shall we return to the scene next week?
yeah.
We'll reread it and we will discuss it.
Excellent.
We'll start here. We'll start here next week.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you are. I'm a man more sinned against than sinning. There's that.
Yeah, now there's a little bit
Favorite
of
line.
nepotism for you.
Mm.
Sounds like Trump.
Right, that's a very Trumpian statement right there. I am a man more sinned against than sinning.
Greatest witch hunt in American history. That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Either way.
Exactly.
But on a just a bit of a promo, maybe the us Irish participants, the Scottish play is on in the Gaiety. Did you see that? Any of you?
Yeah, it's sometime in September, I think, is it?
End of September, beginning of October, for just for a week.
Yeah.
And it's the Druid. It's the Druid company.
Yeah.
So it should be good.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll have to beam our American colleagues and Canadian colleagues directly into the theatre.
Yes. Yeah. And tickets are selling fast. I just looked at it. They're selling fast.
It'll be full of school children because they're doing their leaving cert on the play.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay, that's all right.
That's great. Okay, so let's see. Next week is the 25th, and we are on Act 3, Scene 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Very good. Okay.
Look forward to it.
All right. See everybody next week then.
Bye,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye.
Ciao. Let me find my way back to the in button. Okay, there we go. Bye-bye.